Jean-Jacques Rousseau's Education, Theory, and Life.
Jean-Jacques Rousseau's timeline.
He was born
1712 in Geneva, which is today's Switzerland. He's had a rough life. His mother died 9 days after he was born. His father abandoned him at age 10.
Before his dad left, he sent Rousseau to live with his brother's dad and his wife.
And they took care of him for 3 years until he was 13. And then he was still with them, but he went to be an apprentice for an engraver. And the engraver, there was people that worked there that was rude to him and abused him. All of this gave him that sense of abandonment and
neglect.
Not great to have as a small kid, and that's what pushed him to what he did, what he wrote later on in life, and how he believed later on in life. He ended up leaving home at age 16 because he was done with being abused and just wanted to see what else was out there and wanted to find what he liked. He ended up hopped from here to here, doing a whole bunch of odd jobs. He ended up going south to Chamery. After a while, was around 20, I think, he ended up in Paris. And there was a whole bunch more to that, but he ended up starting the pursuit of music. And he started composing music, and he came up with this new way of doing music. It just never got anywhere. Everybody said it was impractical. Then he ended up seeing this ad for a writing. So he wrote a paper for it, and he won. And that's when he started being famous and getting the recognition. And he just kept writing. Ended up getting a whole bunch of quarrels with a lot of other famous people and got exiled from 3 different places, at least that I know of. It could very well be more. France, Switzerland, and England. Well, for his beliefs, for his books, they burnt his books. They threw rocks at him. They did not like his ideals, but he was really strong, opinionated, and he believed what he believed, and he wouldn't let anyone change his facts on that. But that made him really hard to be friends with. He had a few friends that he ended up either turning on or they turned on him. They just didn't like that he would argue with them no matter what because he thought he was right. He wouldn't take handouts from anyone. At one point, he was the secretary to the French ambassador from 1742 to 1743. And the French ambassador gave him a pension and said he'd pay for anything he would ever need for the rest of his life, do everything for him whenever. And Rousseau said no. He said, I don't take handouts. He believed that the people had to do stuff for themselves, and once they start living life for other people, that ruins their sense of self, what they believe is right and wrong. His biography, Confessions, ended up not being published until after his death. And that's when everything moved on from there. And I'm sure one of the other two will explain on from that. But that's everything I got.